Hi all, Andrew DeBono here from Peak Wealth Management, just filming this video in the Peak WM HQ. Just giving you guys a quick video, and I wanted to explain what to expect from an initial meeting with an advisor. My previous video was all about what to look for in a good advisor, so this is more so what to expect in that initial meeting. Now, just to sort of be clear and get to the point, the initial meeting with an advisor, it's not a sales pitch. They shouldn't be talking about products or pushing products, nor should they be pushing strategies. The idea of the initial meeting is getting to know each other and just making sure that you guys are a good fit to work together. The key theme of this initial meeting is just really gaining or collecting some data from my perspective, but also getting some clarification on a few things. It's also a great opportunity for you guys to really think about what your goals are and start talking them through with a third party. Okay, from my point of view, it's important that you understand that I can't confidently tell you what the best thing is for yourselves without actually fully knowing you. So the meeting is the beginning of that process. I will go into it in a bit more detail, but the first meeting with a good advisor has a couple of key outcomes. All right, one outcome is the opportunity for you guys to learn more about that advisor. And then the other opportunity is for the advisor to learn about you and just be clear that there isn't too much that the advisor can do about the past. The idea of the meeting is all about the present and what you would like to achieve in the future. Cool. As I've previously mentioned in the previous video about what to look for in a good advisor, you should be aware of what services that advisor does specialize in or can help with. So for today's discussion, we're really going to make the assumption that you've chosen an advisor that works holistically. So isn't a specialist in risk management, insurance stuff, or even investment planning. Okay. When meeting with the advisor, please do some homework. Please have a bit of a chat with your partner around what things you would like to be discussing, but also please get some accurate numbers around things like your income, what your assets, liabilities are, your potential interest rate, how much you guys can save, whether you've got a budget, even details with your current professionals. So details if you're a current accountant or even a lawyer, so we can get the estate planning stuff. Now, the initial meeting usually begins with a bit of rapport building and initial identification. From my perspective, we really want to understand what type of people you guys are. And my biggest goal for understanding that is when I relay information to you and explain things to you, I want to understand how it's best that you're going to interpret that. So should I be getting up on the board? Should I be drawing diagrams, even though my diagrams aren't great? Or should I be getting in my computer, getting up on the screen and showing you some spreadsheets? What's the best way that you guys interpret data? And that's what I want to identify at the initial part. You'll also receive like a FSG or a privacy policy. You should have already got that from the advisor's website, so you can download those pretty flexible. I've actually got one here. So here's our one, VINA, which is our license. Yes, we will provide that to every client in our initial meetings, but it just details things about the entity who's providing advice, how the advisor is remunerated, and finding out how to deal with complaints and those sort of things. Now, every advisor does things a little bit differently. However, we really want to make our clients feel comfortable and relaxed, so we'll give you guys a bit of a guide and typically how we set up the meeting. We then begin by starting some tough questions. So, why? What are your financial lifestyle goals? What are you looking to achieve? What's the main reason you've come to see us today? Those sort of things. But yeah, as I mentioned before, the initial meeting is all about the present and the future. From that, we start gathering some information. So hopefully you've done your homework and prepared earlier, so we can fly through that pretty quickly. It's what we call our fact find, but we really just want to identify where you guys currently are and where you guys want to be. It might also involve some like a bit of an opportunity for us to get up on the whiteboard and just explain a few things in terms of strategies that you might be already doing or might start thinking or should think about doing. So it's all about just a bit more of education piece for you guys as well. Now from that part, I think there's two typical approaches when it comes to advisors. There's one approach which the advisor will try and sell the dream and engage there and then, or there's the other approach where the advisor will identify a couple of strategies and then look to lock in a meeting, which we go through the service agreement and those sort of things. Now, from our perspective, we take the later of those two approaches, and we will look to lock in another meeting in sort of a week, 2 weeks time, get you guys sent through some documentation so we've got clarification of the numbers, and then build a bespoke service agreement that's aligned to your goals and wants and needs. So we will, that's how we sort of operate. Then we'll catch up in the second meeting, go through the fees and charges. And assuming I can demonstrate value above and beyond those fees and charges, we would invite you to become a client and be part of the Peak Wealth family. But guys, that was about it. Now, if you want a bit more information, feel free to reach out. But more importantly, if you would like to lock in an initial meeting, don't hesitate to reach out and we can arrange a suitable time. Take care, guys, and we will speak soon. Bye for now.